When all the stars come out, that's when you hear the sound echo from all around. Sing La Luna, La Luna. When all the stars come out.
Hey everybody, it's Hannah. It's been away for a long time. I think it's been 3 weeks since I last saw you guys online. I had another project I had to do. I also went on vacation and now I'm back. I'm back because the semester is starting this week in the USC and some other projects are starting. So I'll be here for a little while. Making some announcement. If you are joining me, I won't be here the week of October, I think it's October 14th. I am going to Adobe Max and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about it, which gives you an opportunity to see if you want to go as well. And I'm going to start showing you what I mean, and let's see who's here today. I see some takers already. Let me check it out. And I see Andrea. Yay, Andrea. Yay, I'm back. And Barbara. Yay, I'm back again. I don't know how long I'm going to do it today. Whoops, look at me. But I'm back after 3 weeks to not being here. I did miss you guys. I had a semi-vacation. Not really. Let me put it that way. Maybe a staycation. Like staycation, and I created a lot of other stuff and prepared stuff for school. We are starting, the semester started this week, but my classes start next week, so I had to upload and figure out what I'm doing and all kind of stuff, and of course updates, right? So I know maybe Andrea, you're smiling because you're teaching and you see when you tell somebody, it's not going to happen, and then a minute later you look and you say, well, there was an update, and it is happening actually. So and I'm smiling and everything like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is share my screen. So I'm going to move me to the other side, trying to navigate the two screens over here, which sometimes it is a problem, but I'm trying to make sure it's not. I'm sharing my screen right now, and you're probably gonna see that I'm in Adobe Max right now. So what you see here is kind of giving a talk a little bit of Adobe Max. I know Andrea, you're gonna be there too, so that'll be really great. And the pre-conference starts the 12th and the 13th, and the conference itself it's 14 to 16. And it's not cheap, but it is really great if you are a designer. And the reason I'm showing it to you right now, it's not about me, but if you go and register over here, you can see how much it costs right now, and then you can actually attend online for free. And this is what I wanted to show you. So you can go in and be online and access everything on demand, and then decide what's going on and decide if you want to listen or not listen, which is really cool. So you can be part of Adobe Max. It's not the same like being in person, but you can do it for free. And then you can go and of course be in person, and this year it is in Miami. So you can see it's not cheap, but if you have a boss or a client that would like to support you, you can convince them and they can send you to Adobe Max. And then if you're a student or your kids are students, you can see that you can get a pass for $3.99, and for group it's going to be a little less. And there's also another thing now that people are really advertising. So there is a creativity project that if you're doing it, you might win a ticket to Adobe Max. So it's really up to you. If you want to do it, it's not too late. Oh, and then Andrea will be there at the expert booth. This is really, really cool. And then Barbara said, I'm smiling because I'm too old to think about it. Yeah, but you're not too old to be online, because you can go online and see all the classes and things like this. And yes, it is mind blowing. It's a lot of people, and no matter how old you are, it's really, really tiring. So, but it's really if you decide to do it. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now, I'm jumping right away into Adobe Express. And really what I wanted to do today, just do a little overview again about web pages. And the story is here is I'm going to give you some history a little bit. I started using Adobe Express, which was Adobe Voice and then Adobe Spark. And the first thing that I really like there is the web page, that you can really tell a story about where you're going, what you're doing, and it looks like you use like HTML5 without using HTML5, and things are moving, and you have links and videos and all kind of this great stuff, and it's not that hard to do. But what happened when they just started to update Adobe Express, for a while they kind of left the web page alone. Then they brought the web page, but without the template. And we used to have template in Adobe Express. And Barbara said she's definitely will be there online, I'm pretty sure. And the truth is, even when I'm there, sometimes I go online to watch certain things, because sometimes you need kind of like a moment of quiet while you're there, because you're running around. I don't know how many people gonna be there this year. The last Adobe Max before COVID, we had around 18,000. Then we had it online, and then after COVID, I think they limited it to like 6,000 to 8,000. So not sure how many they're going to be there, but 8,000 is also a lot. And also now they're doing Adobe Max back in Japan and in Europe, so people are not hassling so much from Europe to come here, because they know they're going to get some of Adobe Max when they are in Europe, and they don't have to schlep all the way here. Hopefully it's going to be fun in Florida, in Miami. Hopefully we'll have a good weather. Here in LA you worry about earthquake, in Florida you're worrying about like hurricanes and all this. So it's always somewhere to worry when you do any kind of event somewhere else. Hopefully it's all gonna be great. So there's some new things in Adobe Express, and it's always something new in Adobe Express. So kind of want to talk to you a little bit about it. And then we are going to jump into Adobe Express web page, to see what's going on there. So you can see here the stuff for you: social media, video, photo, document, print, which is new. And then now you have a service with Zazzle, and you can print the stuff directly through them if you want. And you have, of course, generative and AI. And who doesn't have generative AI, right? It's all over the place. 1,000 is a lot. Oi, yeah. I hear you, oi, Barbara. Yeah, 1,000 is a lot. So can you imagine 8,000? Can you imagine 18,000? The last time we were like 18,000, I remember going to the main event, and we couldn't move. We were just walking kind of one after the other. It was just like there was no place to move around. It was just like too much, too many people. Anyway, so I'm gonna go into the area to the left, and then I'm going to go in, and I'm going to click on new, or create something new. And what I have over here, you can create suggested size and custom size, logos, presentation, which they call it, it's new, but it's not that new. Instagram story, video. And then all the way down here you see web page. And hi Dipta, nice to see you. Nice to see you. We are going in and doing some stuff with web page, just to show that we have templates, because we didn't have the templates until a few weeks ago. And when we created the Adobe Express test, it's actually in the test, if you're still doing it, I mean, they're going to fix it. There's a question, do you have, I mean, we wanted to do some stuff about template, and we said there's no templates, but guess what? There are templates right now for web page. So, yeah, Andrea said it was so packed that at some point she gave up trying to go into the place and watched everything from the overflow room. Yeah, yes, I know. I mean, like, I know some people even last year stayed in a room or went to the overflow room and then watched some stuff directly from another room, and they just gave up on going in because it is a lot of people. And then also right now we have to be kind of a little careful because COVID is not over and people are getting sick, and yeah, you know, you have to be careful, but we'll be careful anyway. I have a session in Adobe Max this year, and I posted it on the portal on Behance. I'm doing some stuff about Adobe Illustrator, and actually, if I want to go and show you what I'm doing, what I'm doing is, I don't remember all the time the name of my session, but I'm doing something called Ignite Your Creativity with Unexplored Illustrator Features. And then when I come back, I'm going to do the same session here for you guys so you won't miss it, because they already told me they are not recording this one. It's only in person and it's not online. So this is what I'm doing, and it is on Monday and Tuesday. And maybe I'm going to have another session on Wednesday, since I just heard that these two sessions are actually full already. So yay, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to also go into the expert booth and bother Andrea a little bit. So let's go in and look at what we're doing today. So I'm going to click on the web page. And now the first thing that you see is this. So kind of like I wanted to show you, and then maybe I'll go to some of the templates and kind of like we'll explore it and say what we have. So we have an education, we have event, we have personal, business, portfolio, and lending. And all the way down here, you can create something from scratch. So that's when you have nothing on the screen and you start kind of building it. So this is really back, which is really awesome, and I'm really excited. So let's go into education. No, should we go education? Maybe I'm going to go to portfolio. I'm just going to go to portfolio because this is really great for teachers and students that create their own portfolio. And then even here you can say create your own, but you can see here preview your portfolio over here, and this is a class portfolio. This one is another online portfolio. This one is business portfolio. I'm just gonna go in and preview. And then this is a story about a company, and this is a success story about a certain company. So if you are a marketer and gonna do marketing about, and then you can see here you can also have it on your device. At the moment I'm doing it on my computer, and let's talk about, let's say, success story. And you can see over here already, and I can see what I have kind of like part of the template, but I'm just gonna go and use this template. So right now, and you see how easy it is. Oh, this is your flyer? Okay. That's wonderful. Okay. Oh, this is your flyer. Wonderful. So I'm gonna look at it later, and it's in Fiverr. I think you say Fiverr, right? Fiverr, Fever. Yeah, it is the place that you go in and have freelance artists. And thank you for sharing it with us. So what you have here, you can customize this template completely. And I'm going to say okay. And then first of all, I want to see what's going on in this template. So I can go back here to this eye over here, and I'm gonna see what's going on the side, and you can see that you have different kind of themes. And then I can say see all the themes that you have, and then all the way down you can see that I have a theme for my company. I have another theme that I created for my company, but in general this is a theme that they used over here. I'm also going to go back here, and then I'm going to kind of go and present it for a minute because I want to see how it looks before I'm starting. So success stories, and then I have something here, sales strategy, local fashion, of course it is for position only, and then marketing campaign, and then learn more, and client's testimony, and then you can see over here until the end. And then for full list of client, you can go into a client portfolio, and that will take you, of course, to another place. And in this case, it took me back over here. So if I'm going to go back to it right now, I'm going to go in and want to see what do I want to do with it. So let's say at the moment it is success story. So I'm just going to go back here and just do something else over here about the company, and in this case I'm going to do something about digital paintings, and then underscore, these are paintings, and then I'm going to go in and say Hannah Messer Art. Well, it's just not a company, but it is kind of my art. So even if it was a company, I don't want this image, right? Because this image is already there for me. So maybe sometime it is good to start from any kind of template, even though you don't even need it all the way. So you won't have a blank page at all, and you know what to do. So all the way down here, I can go in and replace. So I'm going to go back here and just replace the image. I'm going to go and replace the image. And then, oops, I don't know why is it jumping. And I'm going to go and replace the image. So I can upload it from my device. But if I want to do something about a certain company, I can go back here and bring it directly from here and search for images that I have over here. So I'm going to go to my device, and then I prepared some stuff about my company over here. I mean, not my company, but about my digital images that I have. And I'm going to go and click on an image over here. No, I don't want to have that. I'm just going to go in and click on an abstract over here, because I'm trying to find something with a perfect maybe ratio over here, and something that it's not as dark. So I'm going to go to click on modern communication, and I'm going to click on that, and now you're going to see my image right now. So depending how I want to have my image right now, I can go into it and I can have actually a short cover, which I like it sometime. It's depending for what are you going to do. And by the way, this is one of my digital paintings that I did in Adobe Fresco, and then that's why I chose to kind of like bring in here. So you can have a regular cover, and then you can go in and have a short cover, which this one, and also you can have here a split layout. Well, we'll talk about it in a second. So now I'm going to go and look at the stuff, and then I'm going to click here and just see what I did right now. Just that, not a biggie. I'm just checking it out, and then I'm going to go, I have a preview for one, but I have some other themes over here. So what if I don't like this theme that came out? This is the Dijon theme right now that came with this template that's helping me to do that. But I want to go in and I want to go in and change the stuff that I have, and then I can go back here to the theme and change the stuff that I have and change the background, or I can go back here and choose another theme right away. So I'm going to go into, let's say, I'm going to go to Baldwin. I don't know. I'm going to check it out. So this is the Baldwin, and right away you can see, as soon as you have Baldwin, you can see that the title is really all caps, different kind of typeface, and then everything here is different caps, and then you can see that the background is really white right now. Everything stays the same, but I can start working with it. So all the way up here, I have something that I want to say. So usually if I want to talk about my digital paintings, maybe I'm going to talk a little bit about myself a little bit and tell somebody who I am and what am I doing, and maybe something about my artwork. Highly recommended to prepare the text that you want to put in there, because there's no place right now to go and do file and place the text. So you want to go in and prepare the text or find text for position only. So I'm just going to click over here and click on the word text, and then I'm going to say my digital art, or I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to put it artist statement, something about me, and then I can go back here and make it bigger and maybe smaller a little bit, but these are the subheads that you're gonna have. So I'm gonna make it as big as I can, and I'm gonna put it into the center. I don't have any text that I prepared, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna highlight the text over here, and then I'm gonna copy it. So I'm going to use that as my for position only. And I'm going to put it here and click on the text and paste. And this is what I have right now. And then I can highlight that, put it to the center, and then I can decide that I want to make that maybe just big as that, or a little bigger than that, so it's going to be really, I don't want to do the artist statement so harsh, so I'm going to make that kind of boldy like you see it over here, and telling it all about myself. Or maybe even here I'm going to put a picture or something that really shows something about my artwork over here, and then I can start. So usually I will tell something about my art over here, and then I'm going to click over here to maybe change the picture, and then I'm going to replace that. At the moment, I'm going to go in and upload, and then I'm going to upload something called the water denser. And then you can see in a minute that I have an image that looks like that. And now I want to explain something about this image. So I'm going to double click on it, and then I'm going to say the water denser. And I'm going to double click again and align it to the center, because this is what I wanted to do. So at the moment right now, it does look like this. This is based on a certain theme that came from Adobe Express, and that's what they give me to do here. And this is kind of like a story about the water denser. I'm going to align it to the center. Maybe I'm going to make that italic, and maybe I want to put some other stuff, because I have other version of the water denser. And the water denser itself, it was a smaller image, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on a photo, and I'm going to bring some other water densers photo. So you can see 1 and 2 and 3. So really I have smaller stuff about the water denser, and then all of them are making this big image, which is more of a collage. If I want to switch, you can see the water denser in one side, and then you can double click on that. And of course I can go back here and say something about the stuff. So I'm gonna go and add a title over here, and then I'm gonna go back here and add a caption, and I'm gonna add a caption here. And if I really want to talk about what I did or some kind of links to send it somewhere, that's when I go over here and click on that. So the learn more is basically what you have here is the link that I have. So I'm gonna go in and see if I can go back here, either delete it or move it or edit. And what is the learn more? Learn more goes right now to adobeexpress.com, but maybe I wanted it to go to a website, or maybe I wanted it to go to another area that I have more of my artwork, or maybe more of the story. So I will go in and work with that. So I'm gonna write it about my project, and then I'm gonna put it in the center, and now you can see that I have something over here that right away you can go in and go about my project. And this is what I have so far. I don't know if I'm liking it or not. I might go in and click over here right away and see if I'm going to go and see if I have some other themes over here. And maybe I'm going to go and click on Luca. So now if I clicked on Luca, you can see that I got something a little bit different. The artist statement, the water dancer, it has a certain line over here, and I'm kind of following it and see what else is going on here. But I really don't want to have right away another split screen over here. So what I want to do is create something different. So I'm going to click over here, and so even if you have a template and they give you some suggestions how to do certain things, you don't have to use it all the way. You can go in and change it and make it your own. It's just kind of like the idea of not having a blank canvas. So I'm gonna go back here, and I love to use glideshow. And by the way, every time I write down the word glideshow when I write something, the spelling is fixing it to slideshow. So be careful from that, or put it inside your dictionary. It is a glideshow and not a slideshow. How are we doing so far? Tip to the we're gonna go and we'll watch your gig later, right? I'm gonna go in and watch it later. I'm gonna copy it, and then I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to paste it. Let's say I'm gonna go into a new tab, and let's just go back here and paste that. And this says a new design code, responsive HTML, and all the stuff over here, programming and all kind of stuff. Cool. So you have all the stuff here. Thank you for sharing it with us. So I'm gonna go back to my area right now, and then I'm going to create a glide show. So in the glide show, you want to put in kind of like maybe a light image or any other images that you have, sometimes even just a background. And I might go see like a light background over here, and then I'm gonna click here, and the stuff they were generated with AI, and I'm gonna search generated with AI, and I'm gonna say light sky, and see if I'm going to go in. And yes, I'm gonna go in and get something really light and wonderful. So I'm gonna do save. Most of the time what I do, I'm not gonna use an image from there. I'm actually gonna use one of my images, but I'm gonna go to Photoshop and make it lighter, or maybe do some kind of a combination. So what I like over here is that you have the side screen that I call them. And in the side screens, you can bring all kind of images that you have. So I'm going to click here on the side screen. I like it. I don't like it when it doesn't work, but sometime when you click on it, it's just gonna go in and get really, really sticky. So I'm gonna go back here. Oh, I hate when it happens. And I'm moving it over here. And do I have any trick that it doesn't move? Because it always moves for me. And I'm gonna go to the photo. So now I'm gonna go and upload it for my device. And let's say I'm going to go in and put some abstract. So I'm actually holding down the shift key right now. And I'm gonna click open. And it's gonna take a moment, and maybe I did too many. And let's say what I'm getting right now, I didn't get anything right now. So I'm gonna go again and upload for my device. And let me just upload only 4 of them. And once again, I think, oh, it is. I need some patience over here, right? So this is what I have over here. And this is kind of like my glide show. So I can click at the center here and say abstract art small work. Even though it's digital, I'm just gonna do it my small work, and I'm just gonna go and have just kind of like to tell everybody what it is. And of course in the caption I can go back here and paste whatever I had. So if I had something from before, I'm gonna go in and say abstract 1 or the name of the stuff that I have, abstract 1, just to go in and have that. And I'm gonna select it, and I'm gonna make it to the center, and I'm just gonna copy it and paste it. So you can see all the stuff here, but in a minute we're just gonna look at the preview. So this is the glide show that I have here, and maybe I want to talk a little bit about the art. I put a glide show also for stuff that I'm explaining. And then if I'm going to go to the preview, and by the way, the preview sometimes works for me a little bit better than the presentation. I have the artist statement. Look how nice it's going. Yay, this is beautiful. And this is the glide. You see, it's kind of gliding. So you want to put an image that it is not taking over the other image, and you have that over here. And then you can continue and doing some more stuff. So I can continue and add some more images. I don't want to add so many images right now because you saw it took a while, but I kind of like even the theme that I have right now. So I'm just starting to work with it. And I might even go over here and say abstract art. Select all, align it to the center. Oops, what did I click on? I clicked on the wrong place, and then all of a sudden I closed it. No harm done. It is web-based, and look what I have over here. Right away I have everything that I have, so I'm good to go. So I'm gonna click on the abstract art, and I'm gonna align it to the center. And then I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger because that's a sub area that I have. All good right now. I'm just gonna go in and highlight something and maybe even copy it. And then you can see I have my abstract art over here. And now I'm starting to go back here and work with that. So the other thing that I can go and work with is maybe I'm going to have another split screen over here, and then I'm going to say something about me. So I'm going to say self-portrait, and then I have something already here. And then in the learn more, I'm going to go and edit, and I'm going to say see more portraits. So it's going to go in and have another link for the more portraits that I have. So at the moment here, I do want it on this side, and over here I'm going to go back here and replace the image, and I'm going to go to a certain portrait that I have. So if I go in, you can see I divided it through stuff. I called something cycle through, which has different kind of images, but I have something that called portraits. And you can see there's different portraits, some self-portrait, some regular portraits. It's basically faces of people that I'm going to work with, and I'm going to click over here and bring some of the portraits that I have here, and I'm going to click open. And this is the main portrait that I have over here. And then I'm going to click and bring few more images of the portraits to this side. And I have other portraits over here, and in this time I'm just going to put a portrait that are combination of, let me just go back to combination of painting and images kind of like together. And I'm going to go back here and just do that. So this is kind of like the portraits that I'm going to put in there, and you don't see it again. Again, I'm just going to go back here and click again. Could be that. I'm going to go back here, hold down the shift key, and then create another one that based on the same images that I have here, which is it going to be maybe something that looks like that. And I have the regular self-portrait. Of course, I can put a caption and anything about it, but now I'm going to go in and do more. So I'm not going to do the client testimonials, because this is actually going to be another glide show over here. In here, I'm just going to go in and say more portraits. And I'm going to click, and I'm going to go to my grid. And now I can go in and upload some images over here. So again, you can see that even though I have the template, I'm using some stuff to start with, and then I'm going to go to other, I'm going to go into other portraits over here, and I'm trying to do just portrait that depict something in general. So I'm just going to go and click on a few portraits, and I have a lot of portraits. But in this case, I'm making it into a grid, and I'm going to save the grid over here. And I can go and say something about these portraits. So I can say a story about the portrait and tell exactly what I wanted to do. And really what I have here, I'm going to go and add captions and say when did I do it, how did I do it, and things like this. I might kind of have like a story of the one that I have. I want to make sure it makes sense, because some of you already used it before. You probably say, why did you open a template? I want to show you how easier it is to open it from a template and take the template and make it into something a little bit different. So I'm just going to go back here, and I'm going to go to my preview. Sometimes it takes a moment, and I'm going to my preview, artist statement, the water dancer, abstract art. I don't really like the sky that I put in there, but it's okay. I'm gonna leave it for now. This is about the self-portrait, and I have some more portraits over here. And now I'm going to go in and see if I can go, and I'm gonna do something on the slideshow, or I'm just gonna go back here and not do anything with this slideshow, and then just kind of click on that, and then just decide that I want to go in and change the stuff that I have. So I'm just gonna go back here, and then let's see if I can go in and change the stuff. Oh, of course, I'm still in preview, so of course you cannot change anything in your preview. You have to get out of the preview while you're doing it. Yeah, it's late on the day. I had a long day today, so over here I don't want to have, let's say, this photo. I'm gonna go back here. I did a photo grid, I did a slideshow, I split, and then I have my stuff over here that I can bring in. I can also bring a button, a GIF, or a link to a video that I want to put in to show how I did certain things. And then I can go back here, and then I can edit the photo. So I'm gonna go in, or I can just decide that I want to go in and delete the slideshow. So 2 photos associated will be deleted. They're telling you it right away. So if you did stuff already, you see it's all gone right now. And now I'm going to go in and say, I love coffee. And I'm gonna highlight it, go to the center over here, and then go into I love coffee. And now I can decide, do I want to go and put some more of the coffees that I have as a grid that I have over here, or I can start telling the story also with the slideshow. But I'm going to go in and do photo grid, and the reason I'm doing it because I have a lot of images of photo. Of course, I'm not gonna use all of them, but I have a lot of coffee cups, and I even have a folder that had some coffee cups. Love doing the coffee cups. And I'm just, oh, I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna go in and cancel that, and then I'm just gonna click over here and bring the coffee. The one thing that I'm still waiting for, and then correct me if I'm wrong, Andrea, we cannot take anything from the libraries yet, right? When we do a web page. So we can do the brand, and we can do the colors and the typefaces, but we cannot drag and drop stuff from my library. Am I correct? I mean, I'm waiting for you to let me know, because you are the person and address it that I'm correct. And this is one of the things that I asked them to do, interaction with the libraries while you have it, because we have it in the presentation and we have it in everything Adobe Express except the web page. We just have the brand right now, and now they edit again the templates. But what I'm having here is just a bunch of coffees. And of course, I can tell a story about the coffee over here. Why do I like coffee? How do I like to drink my coffee? And the whole thing. And now I'm going to bring the grid. And I'm going to bring a lot of coffee cups. So 1 and 2 and 3. I'm trying to do more or less the ones that are the same size. And I'm going to go and bring my coffee. And by the way, I did a lot more already since I put it in there. But you can see over here, I'm saving it, and I have my coffee. All of them are absolutely digital. I did that in Adobe Fresco, and some of them actually were done in Fresco and Photoshop to get there. And then I'm going to go in and add a caption. So I'm going to copy that and put it in here. And like this, I can go and continue and adding more stuff about the things that I have. So I can go in and decide, because it is a portfolio. So maybe you want to have as, oh, Andrea said she always likes my work. Yeah, I like it. It's very colorful. I wish I was more like patient and kind of like doing details. I was jealous of the people that do the detailed art, and they kind of jealous at me that I do the fast kind of non-constrained art. So I guess it's like having a hair, right? A hairdo, and you're never kind of happy with your hair. Like I have curly hair. I wish I had straight hair, and people that have straight hair want to have curly hair, and we're never happy with the stuff. I do like it though, but I need to do more of my art. And I promised myself this year I'm gonna do a little bit more of my artwork. Yeah, Andrea said we're never satisfied, right? No matter what age we are, we're never satisfied. We always want more, 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 and do some other. But I'm gonna go and click again. I'm just gonna do one more over here, and maybe I'm gonna do a split grid just to split it a little bit. And this is how it looks when it's new, not from the template. And I'm just gonna go back here, and let's look at other images that I have. And I have some stuff that I called it still life. Some of the still life I actually have some coffees, but I'm just gonna go in, and this is the one that I really like, that I actually did that in Adobe Sketch years and years ago, and I still like it because I don't know, I had the quality of the sketch. No, it's not this one. Actually, I'm going to go back here and replace it. And this is what I don't like, so I have to go back and forth. I could have put everything in my library. And this is the one that I really liked, and I did that in Adobe Sketch. So you can see the quality of the vector-based image over here. I could really go back and forth and fix it later. Trying to do it a little bit in fresco now, but it's not the same. Oh, Barbara said that as she aged, her hair got wavier, and it frustrated the straight hair. Yeah, it changes all the time. No matter what you do, it will change others. I mean, it's always gonna go and change. But I'm gonna go click here, and I'm gonna say abstract. Select all, align to the center. I'm going to go back here and look at that is another section. So over here, maybe I want to talk a little bit about my abstract art. So I'm going to talk first and say my art, or maybe my abstract art. Once again, I urge you to prepare the stuff that you work with, because you don't have for position only unless you have a template, and sometimes it will be harder to work with. And then I'm just gonna go back here and click on some photos, and once again I gotta go back here and look. So I'm gonna put some of the abstract art, and I love lemons, so I'm gonna put my lemons over here, and they're gonna be all kind of yellow stuff over here. And you can see here the lemons are here, and you can see different kind of style of drawing, for something that it's very kind of light over here to something that is faster and looking a little bit different. And once again, if I wanted to go and put a capture over there, I can prepare the captures ahead of time, and this is what I do when I prepare my web stuff. And then I'm gonna go put here, and then you can see that I have that. So once I have the abstract art, now I can go back here and then go into a photo grid, because I might show, and I'm not even gonna say abstract art, I'm gonna go in and bring some abstract art over, and a few of them I don't really like over here. Oh no, it's not abstract actually, it's still life. Yay. What's going on with me? And then it's building the grids, and it didn't build, oh it did, no it did not build the grid for some reason. I'm going to go into, it is still life. And it doesn't want to load. Oh no, it does want to load. No, it doesn't want to load. And it's not abstract art, it's still life. My still life. And why is it not opening? If it's not, it's okay. I'm just gonna click over here and see. Could be the internet that's not really working so hard, so great today. And then I'm just gonna do a lot less. I want to do a grid over here, and it shows that it is loading. Yes, it did load that. So I'm just gonna click here, and it loaded the stuff here, but I didn't load it as a grid, I just loaded it as images, which is fine. Shows you another way of working with it. And I just have the grid over here. So if I want to have more, I can, but I can also go in and create a button over here, and on the button I'm gonna say more artwork, and then I'm just gonna do www.behance.net/ and put it to the center, and then this is the button that I have. So if I'm kind of done with it, I usually like to go and put some information about me. So I will just put an image of me, a very small one. I don't know if I have a small image of me over here, but maybe I'm gonna put something really small. And let's say I have images of me. I don't have any images of me over here, but let's say I have I don't have a bag. Oh, maybe I'm gonna have, so over here I actually put my bags that I make for my artwork. So I have like a sample of the artwork, and then I can put it in there. But usually what I do, I put like, oh, I'm gonna go into the portrait. It might be too big right now, but I'm just gonna put a small image of me, and then it is unsupported because it was a Photoshop file. So in regular, and that's another thing that doesn't work yet, in the regular Express, you can put Photoshop and Illustrator file, not yet over here, which I think it is still annoying because you have to have a PNG and a JPEG, and it just takes longer to prepare everything, and there's no interaction with your Adobe Creative Cloud yet, which I really don't like, but there's nothing you can do. It is what it is. So I'm just gonna go back here, and I clicked on the PSD, but I'm just gonna go in and click on a smaller image, and probably it's too big over here about me, but then I'm gonna say some stuff about me. So I can go in and do some links to Instagram and LinkedIn. So I'm gonna go and say LinkedIn, and usually what I like to do is making it kind of fun, and then Instagram, and then maybe I'm gonna call it X. It used to be Twitter, but now I still have X, which I don't use it as much. And then I don't have a big YouTube channel, but I'm gonna put it here. Everything that I'm gonna put here, I'm just gonna put at the center and basically create a link to it. And I'm going to show you some of the stuff for the images that I had from before, and you'll see what I mean. But now, what you're going to do, first of all, you want to go in and preview it to see if this is what you like. If you don't like it, you can change that. So if you leave it as a short, that's good. And then I have my abstract. I don't like the sky over here, so I might go back here and change that. It is too big, it's not so nice, it's not me, so I might go back here and go in and edit the photo and go in and put some kind of drawing in there. And I'm looking to see if I have something really small. Oh, maybe I'm gonna put this one. Let's see how this one is going to look. And then this one is going away, and then I'm gonna go and save. So let's say how it works now. Oh, look at this. Oh, when I did that, yeah, I lost the other stuff that I had. I forgot that. You do lose the other images once you go in, and I did lose the other images that I have there, but it's okay. I'm going to go. What did I have there? I don't even remember. I had some kind of images over there, and that was actually my abstract art over here, and I can see it over here. So I can go and bring it back. I forgot that because I went in and completely took away the images that I had. So the question I'm asking you now, Andrea, is if I finish it and I do everything, I want to share it. Let's say I'm going to go and share that. I'm going to invite to collaboration. Of course, I can publish on the web, and I'm going to give a credit for myself. Let's say I can allow to remix if I want. The author is me. If I don't want to allow to remix, I can do a password protection. And I think that's what I wanted to ask. You cannot actually make your own. I don't think you can make your own template yet from it. I'm going to call it digital art. Or maybe it is. Can you make your own template, Andrea? Oh, not really, because I don't see any other options. And I'm going to go in and create a link. It'll be nice if I can create my own template and then go back here and work with that. I also can embed, I can send an email, I can send it to some people. I can also, and then Andrea said, not yet. And I'm going to go back here. I didn't copy the link, but I'm going to copy the link right now. And I'm going to put it there for you guys. And then these options to publish over here, so I can see here. So I did it to, oh, I didn't copy it. And I'm going to go back here. I'm going to republish it. I like this line art, actually. I don't know, do you guys like it? I like, and I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to paste it now. And this is the link, and then you can remix it if you want. So I don't know how it's going to look, if you're going to remix it or not, but this is what I have over here. And now if I go to my area here, and want to show you another thing that we have here, which is you cannot, when you go to share right now, you can invite to collaborate, you can do all kind of stuff with it. And then now when you go in and do some publishing into the web, you can actually, they took away the PDF, save to the PDF. So how can you do that right now? And it is a workaround. So I'm going to do a new image and paste it. And I'm just going to go back here. Oh, I think if it has remixed it, it might not let me do that. But if I go into File and Print, and I'm going to go back here and print it as a PDF, you can see now that I have a PDF file over here, and then the layout that I want to do, and then I'm going to go in, and it does it one page because I have it as a remix, I think. If you don't have it as a remix, after publishing it, you can actually go in and print it as a PDF file. It's not gonna look so great, but it is, you can see it tells you what pages, and I'm gonna say all pages, but it right now it does it only one, and you can see that I have it over here. So if I'm gonna go back here, I don't want it to remix it, and I'm going to republish it. I don't want to remix it. I'm going to republish it. And this is a workaround. Hopefully in the future, I'm going to copy the link, and I'm going to file, and going to new and paste it. And now it's not a remix, so you can see it's gonna look a little bit different in a minute. Yay, yay, yay. Takes a long time today. And then if I go back here to file and print, it's not the greatest PDF, and it's loading the preview, and you're gonna see 33 pages. Not great, because every little area that I made, it's going to be a page. So really what I do with it, if I want to save, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to edit the PDF a little bit and put them in the same place. But at least you have the stuff that you are writing, because you can see I love coffee, it's one. Still life, it's all one. It doesn't really read exactly the layout that you have, but at least if I want to save it as a PDF, I'm going to go in and save that. I'm going to save it on my desktop, and it's going to go and be the digital art that I have. And really this is the project that I have now, and you can see here basically all the links. I'm going to work over here to the different places that I have. And then if I go in and say more artwork, it is actually going to my Behance, and then basically this is what you have here. What is new in Adobe Express Web page, and this is what I have right now. So you see me within me right now. Yay! I'm so happy. I'm seeing me in me over here, and you can see the entire area that I have. So this is actually the workaround that you have with the web page. Another workaround is to create table of content. So there's still a lot of work around there. So if I'm going to go back here and go back to Adobe Express, it will reopen everything for me, and you can see that I have my recent files over there, and the file is actually there. If I go back here and say view all, you might see a lot of the web page that I did. I did one actually for food for my friend over here. I do a lot of tutorial. And probably everybody really remembers, which I'm not doing it this year, which I'm really sad, is basically telling everybody in LA where to go and have a good time while you're going to Adobe Max. But Adobe Max is not here this year. And then I have a table of content, and you can see over here art and music, and then the glide show. Sometimes I just will have a glide show to just separate the areas, and I'm gonna have that here. And this is actually this presentation that was done for Adobe Max all these years. And then in the end, you can see that I have stuff about me. I have my Instagram, I have Behance, I have LinkedIn. I don't have an image, but I say some stuff about myself: artist, designer, educator, Adobe certified expert instructor, so, Adobe community expert, education leader, and Adobe Express ambassador. And then I even have another link to explore everything in LA. So there's so many ways to do that. If I wanted to go in and change the themes over here, I can. I wish I can turn this to a template because I really like that, and I wish I could do that into a template. When I do a lot of stuff instead of a template, I will copy it and give it a generic name and say, I like this layout, follow me again, and then I'm gonna do it again and again with the same one, so I don't really lose whatever I did. So what do you guys think? Are you gonna give it a try for these templates? What do you think? And then you can check out the other templates. I just looked at one, but there are so many templates that you can go in and work with. I didn't even check a lot of them. You can see I have a template for business, and then I can go in for preview, and let's say something about a restaurant and a menu, and then you can see over here that use that as a template, and then continue in doing that. I don't think I have a lot of pages over here, and then I'm gonna go back here, and then let's go in and look at this one. Oh, that's actually the company that I just went there, which I didn't want to go in. But let's say, what is landing? That's a landing page right now. So I'm gonna go in and link in the bio creator, so you can see here, this is Sam, and then you can go in, and she's a content creator, and then this is what she's doing, and this is basically a template that you can do for content. Andrea said she loves web. I do my lesson. Exactly. I do all my lesson plan, and you just took it. Yeah, I do it all the time. I'm just opening different kind. I mean, when they came back with their regular web, Adobe Express, and they did not tweak the web page, and for a while it was not working. I basically had a major nervous breakdown, actually. But you can see over here, let's say I have a file over here, and I send it to the student, and this is about a certain thing, and it's called Adobe Illustrator Hidden Gem, Tips and Tricks with Adobe Illustrator. This is part 2, but I have also part 1, and this is the stuff that are working. So you can see everything that I have here. They are images that I created. It's basically a tutorial about how to go in and work with the transparency panel, using transparency panel along with attribute panel, appearance panel, and overview, print overview. I created it in Illustrator, did a screenshot, made it into a PNG. Would have been a lot easier if this was in a library, but I brought it in, and then the links panel. And you can see over here we changed since then. Smart filter over here, and then this is different, and this is the image. So you can see here, a lot of time I put this picture, and then that was from long time ago. I can change it. I'm no longer an Adobe User Group Manager. I used to be. And then you have my address, email. I don't put it there anymore. But you have Behance, about me. I don't put it anymore. So I change it. And then it used to be Adobe Community Professional. Now we're Adobe Community Experts. Yay! And Vipping is here. Hello. We're just about to finish, but we played today with the Adobe page. And the reason I really like it, because I send the link to my student, I send the link to my client. It's a link within a link. You can tell a story. You can put all this, create something really, really nice. And then it is going to look like a professional story. There's so many stories that I have here. I think I have to clean it a little bit, but I also do it for like, I did something for my student. Just gonna show you that. And this is my digital imaging class. So it is a 10 weeks digital imaging class. It's about the class itself. I have a TOC over here. What are we doing every week? Overview. and every week, and these are the image and the topics, and this in-class project, what they needed to do, homework, they needed to do a postcard called Other World, and then you can see selected student projects over here. So I put their project all the way to the left side so we can go and see that. And then you can see this is the entire actually curriculum that you have here, and then I can send it to them to the new class and say to them, look what we did in the other class, these are the projects, you have the stuff here for inspiration, and then see what you can do with it. And then student project all the way, and then of course I do have in the end the final project as well. And it takes a while because I'm doing it too fast, but this is basically the final project, and then you can see that. So again, I do a lot of tutorial, and then you can see they had CD covers and things like this, so I put it on the glide show so people can see. So VPN is in India. I've never been in India so as well, and I really want to go, so we might come visit you. And Barbara, thank you for saying, so my work is fabulous, but some of this one is my work, like the samples are mine, but then you have the student work over here to the left. So I kind of want them to see my work and give them the suggestion. Like I think we have one project that we have here is creating stuff in vector, creating a storyboard. I think we had stuff that we went in and created a portrait, and then I'm showing them how to create some stuff, and then this you see their portrait. And by the way, this is before AI, it was 2022, so really all the images that you see here, they were really handmade and created by them, so it's a lot of good stuff. Thank you, Barbara, for saying that I am a good instructor, and Andrea said she agreed. Yeah, I'm trying hard to be the good instructor. So I think this is it for me for today. I'll be here next week. I'll be here the next few weeks. I'll be here until October 9th, because October 10th I'm going for a week to Adobe Max, but I'm gonna make an announcement about that. So thank you, Barbara, so much, and thank you everybody for joining. Thank you, Vipin, for joining. Thank you everybody for joining us. I will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful night, everybody.